Welcome to another episode of Low Tech Garage, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So we've noticed in the comments over the last few months, a lot of people are asking about the tools that we're using to get some of the jobs done here in the shop. And so I thought, let's take a moment here to actually do a little bit of a review and a little deeper dive into some of the tools that we've found super useful for the projects we're working on and the benefits, whether it's time savings, quality of the job you're doing, things like that. Hopefully you like this. Definitely let us know if you find this useful and informative. And if so, we'll keep putting videos out like this as well. The specific tool that we're going to be featuring today is pretty specific. It's used as a cable tie tightener for the stainless steel cable ties. So something that maybe not everyone uses on a day-to-day, but they definitely come in handy when using things like header wrap, exhaust wrap, things like that. Where you need that metal cable tie because of the environment that it's going to be in. And they work really well and last a much longer time than, say, the plastic ones that we might be putting in places that are going to get hot and things like that. So with that, I'm going to take you over to my bench behind me right here and show you the product and how it works and how it's worked for us. And then I'll also give you guys an example of where we've used it on a project that we've been working on here lately as well. Really, the goal of this tool is used for installing stainless steel cable ties. You can do these by hand, but what I've found in the past is as you pull these together, the ability to then, once they're slipped through, pull them tight can be rather tricky, resulting in them being loose around whatever you're using and really not clamping the material that you would like to, let's say on a piece of tubing or something like this. So I thought I'd take some time to review this tool. Going to be reviewing a few more of what we're using in the shop on a weekly basis. Thought that this would be useful to our viewers because oftentimes, especially on some of the projects we're working through a little more quickly, we point to what we've done, but we haven't shown the tools and things like that that we've used, and thought that may be helpful for our viewers. So let's start with the tool itself. Like I said, it's the Roika cable tie tool and installer. Seems to be pretty well made. We were pretty pleased with how it worked. And loosely, once you have your cable tie around the piece that you want to crimp, you simply thread it in here. And then it has the ability, as we can see with this mechanism, to continue to pull the cable tie through. If I put a little resistance on it, you'll see it kind of working the cable through here and pulling it nice and taut. The really nice feature on this is, and you can kind of see the lever on the back here, this is actually a cutter too. So the other tricky thing with stainless steel zip ties is obviously being stainless, they're quite hard. And if you use a set of side cutters or wire cutters, you'll most likely blunt them. This has integrated into it right here a cutter. So as soon as you're tight, you have the ability just to snip the end, and it's nice and flush and not sharp. So I think the best thing is to just give a little demonstration here. I've got a couple of these cable ties, and I guess I could just use this rag as it's here, just to give an example of kind of how this would work. So let's say we want to wrap this rag around this piece of tubing. We kind of hold it relatively tight like this, and then let's see, we will do stainless steel cable tie and insert the cable tie as such. And we'll see it starting to slip through here. And like I said before, fundamentally you can do these by hand, but once you get them kind of to this tautness, they can be a little tricky. I'm also going to do the same with the second one as I have it here, so we can knock out both at the same time. So we just slip this in as well. Get this where we want to hold this napkin to the piece of tubing, and we can actually see here that there's actually kind of a loose spot. As much as I'm pulling, it's not really going away. But as you can see, we now have the stainless ties holding the piece of tubing on, but not really as tight as I would personally like for something permanent. So again, with the tool, we can basically slip this in like so. Tilt this up so everyone can see. Let's do it this way. See if this works. So now we're inserted. We can pull like so. If we keep tension, this is pulling it really nice and tight. And then what I like to do is you just push this lever. Boom. Now you have the end of the tie been removed. Obviously that can go in the trash, but we can see how much tighter this is. Actually have like almost like a lip now relative to the one here. And we can, if we come up here, see nicely cut on the cable tie. So I'll demo that again here. So we're inserted, and pull it nice and tight. I'll do this once, and then I'll come a little bit closer, really tighten it up like so. And then again, just with the trimmer, and you're set. So now, got the tube. You can see the napkin's not sliding. These ties are on there real tight as well. And there you have it. Very simple, makes the job way easier, and like you have a much more clean finish on the cables. As far as the cable ties themselves, you guys may have noticed I use these black ones. Hopefully they come out okay on the camera. Oftentimes these are more shiny in the stainless steel. I got the black ones just because of the project we were working on. That was the look that the customer wanted to go with. So all in all, I think as a tool, great. If you're going to be using these type of components somewhat frequently, it's worth the small investment just to do a quality job and not have to do them by hand. And as just a product as a whole, it seems pretty well built. When I use it, nothing feels like it's flexing or that it's going to wear out quickly. So definitely look forward to using this more in the future. What I plan to do, I'll put a link in the description below that has, where you can purchase this, as well as the cable ties that are stainless. And then that way, it's easy for you folks to navigate and locate these. But yeah, just a quick overview of this tool. If there's any more information, please comment, and happy to share my experience. What I'm going to do now is I'll actually take the camera over and show kind of some of what we've used this for on a customer vehicle. So a little bit of an interesting perspective from up top here, but this is the Corvette chassis that we've been featuring on the channel. And as you can see right here, we have the exhaust wrap. The goal here is these early Corvettes, they're not very well insulated, and obviously having a 7-liter engine generates a lot of heat. And so basically we have wrapped the exhaust coming off the headers, really just to keep that heat down and protect that heat soak up into the floor. But with this is a perfect environment to use these stainless steel cable ties. They hold this material very well, and they're going to hold up really well in this hot environment. So if I come in here, you can see we have the cable tie nicely on here. It's very nice and tight, and again, as I mentioned, the tool really crimps the ends nice and smooth, so the chances of catching yourself on it and potentially cutting yourself, anything like that, is really cut down. And then as we follow the header wrap back here, you'll see the back right at the end. We have one here as well. This whole section is really where your legs are in the car. So this is really good as far as just keeping that heat down back here. So just really wanted to kind of show you all an application where not only these cable ties come in handy, but also the tool. And I can certainly say that it definitely made our life a lot easier getting this done, and will on future projects as well. So like I mentioned earlier, if you're interested in this tool, I have all the information below in the description. Gives you a breakout of kind of, good applications, where you can get it, also where you can get the cable ties, just to make your life a little bit easier as well. And also, if you found this informative and you do want to see more about the tools we use around the shop, definitely drop a comment as well. As most of you know, if you do comment, most of the time we're responding to you pretty quickly. I really want to engage with you and learn more about what you might want to learn about here on the channel and what we're using on the day-to-day in the shop as well. So thanks a lot for your time. And again, I hope you enjoyed this. And we'll be putting out more car content here as well soon, but thought we'd share this with you in the meantime. Thanks.